Today we're going to take a look at the multiple production clock entry screen that was introduced in Acumatica version 2022R2. This new screen is included with the manufacturing suite, and it can be used in conjunction with the standard clock entry screen alongside it on different terminals if that meets your needs. The new multiple production clock entry screen is useful when an employee is working on multiple jobs concurrently. Prior to this release, users could only clock onto one job, and then their time would have to be manually distributed, the labor to the appropriate jobs, reducing the labor on the one job that they were clocked in on, and then adding that labor to the other jobs manually. However, with the new multiple production clock entry screen, users can clock onto multiple jobs. They can clock off of those jobs individually, and they can report production on those jobs individually as well. And the reported labor time will be distributed across all of the production orders that they are logged into at a particular moment in time. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the software. So let's get started and take a look at the new multiple production clock entry screen that Acumatica introduced in 2022R2. So here you can see the new screen, and it's going to look somewhat similar to the existing clock entry screen, which can still be used as well. The employee is going to scan their badge or select their user ID, and then there are a couple of different ways that they can select the operations that they are going to be clocking into. So the first option is on the Clock Entries tab, and here the user can scan or choose the production order, the operation, and then continue. If they're working on one or more other jobs at the same time, those are both going to be selected, and then they're going to go ahead and click the Clock In button. So once I do that, you can see that I'm clocked in on this operation, and we're just going to wait a few minutes, let some time pass, and then we will clock out. So now that it's been a couple of minutes, I am going to go ahead and clock out. And I can clock out on both jobs or just one at a time, as many jobs as I have. And when I do that, you'll see that the duration of my time activity was 2 minutes, and Acumatica has automatically created a labor time of 1 minute each on these two records. And when I go to approve my clock entries and ultimately create my labor transactions on the production orders here as well, we can see the two entries for 1 minute each. So now going back to my multiple production clock entry screen, I'll show you another way that users can interact with this screen. So on this screen, we have the ability to see all of the open operations that have been released to the floor. I can also create filters. So for example, if I have a terminal at Work Center 10 and I just want the operator to see just the operations that are available for that work center or some other criteria, I can do that. And here, the employee can simply select the production orders and operations that they're working on and go ahead and clock in. When I click back to my Clock Entry tab, you'll see that it's automatically created those two entries, and then I can clock out on those as well. Another enhancement that Acumatica has made in this version of the software is this notification, which will inform you if the entry is less than 1 minute. In previous versions of the software, that entry simply wasn't recorded. Here I have the option to set that labor time to 1 minute. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now I have my 1 minute. Since a minute is the smallest increment of time that can be recorded in the system, I will be accruing 1 minute of labor on each of these production orders. The last thing I just want to point out is, as I mentioned earlier, in order to take advantage of this feature, you will have to enable the Allow Clock Entry for multiple production orders on any of the work centers where that functionality you would like to be available. So that is a summary of the multiple production clock entry functionality in Acumatica 2022 R2. Hope this has been helpful.